Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the Kashmir episode. If you haven't checked out the first part, please kindly go and check it out because उसमें मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है कि कश्मीर इंडिया का पार्ट कैसे हुआ, उसकी हिस्ट्री क्या थी और वो क्या मीन करता है कश्मीरियों के लिए. So just go and check out the first part before watching this video, please. In Kashmir, unemployment is very high. Nearly a quarter of its population in the age group of 18 to 29 is unemployed, which is far more than the national rate of 13.2%. There are around 2.5 lakh educated young women and men in Jammu and Kashmir who are still unemployed. But things really got worse after the revocation of Article 370. Within 120 days, almost 5 lakh jobs were lost and the state suffered a loss of around 18,000 crores. Drop in the agriculture sector, construction, service sector, job loss in general trade, tourism sector, industrial sector, services sector, transport, construction. Now, rise in militancy is a very big issue going on in Kashmir right now. Young people from Kashmir are joining militancy. People are getting violent, pelting stones, and some of them are even getting armed. But why are people joining militancy? Is it because they don't want to be a part of India? Or do they want to be a part of Pakistan? No. They are just fighting for their basic fundamental rights. Since so many years they are being crushed between India and Pakistan that no one is caring about their fundamental rights and how they're being violated. Constant curfews, lockdowns, internet shutdowns, human rights violations, AFSPA, which gave unrealistic powers to the military. Then on the other side is Pakistan insurgency, their separatist movements and them trying to put in Islamic extremism in the state to divide the people within them. But because of the lack of freedom and fundamental rights, it pushes them in getting influenced by these Pakistani tactics, which is that Islamic extremism and all these things. They feel that their identity is under threat. Their whole thing is under threat. Their rights are under threat. So they start going towards those people. After the insurgency in 1989, things got worse day by day. The Pakistanis increased their force and we increased our force. And killings kept increasing until Atal Bihari Vajpayee, where it peaked, which I will talk about later in the video. We introduced AFSPA in 1990, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. This act gave unrealistic power in the hands of the military to counter terrorism, which was unconstitutional and everyone condemned it, including UN. They could shoot a person they found suspicious, detain people without trial. This gave rise to a lot of human rights violations and innocents being killed. And the hope for justice for Kashmiris from India came crumbling down. This in turn gave a lot of rise to militancy, which to counter India increased their military. And the chain reaction just continued. In 27 years, from 1990 to 2017, 41,000 deaths happened in Kashmir, which included 14,000 civilians, 5,000 security personnel, and 22,000 militants. The Kashmiris, due to constant curfews, lockdowns, it started having a huge impact on their mental health. According to a 2015 survey, out of 18 lakh adults in Kashmir, 45% of the population have shown symptoms of mental distress. More than 41% of the population showed signs of depression, 26% signs of anxiety, and 19% showed probable symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Human rights violations are extremely common in Kashmir. Executions take place. They are given orders to shoot at sight. Excessive use of force and violations of humanitarian law in internal conflicts. Women have been raped by security personnel. There was an incident which happened in 1991 in Kunan Poshpora, in which 30 women were raped over one night. Then people disappear, like after being arrested by police, by the armed forces. They never come back. People are tortured under the name of militancy. Even if they find some connection, they are tortured to another level. Internet has never been a privilege in Kashmir. There are always some or the other reasons and internet gets shut down. But the longest shutdown in the history of Kashmir was after the revocation of Article 370. Almost 7 months they didn't have internet. And they still do not have high-speed internet. Our lockdown is so much better with internet. Like we can use Instagram, YouTube, not Facebook, Netflix, all these things. But they have to just sit in one place and fear for their lives. They don't know what's going to happen. On one side, people say that armed forces violate rights of humans. But on the other side, there are armed militants who don't care about human rights. They will kill armed forces, kill them brutally, but they aren't accounted for it. One side is Kashmiris having mental stress, then on the other side is armed forces. They too face a lot of stress. In 2016, 7 cases of suicide were documented. Then in 2015, 8 cases of suicide were documented of military, paramilitary and police forces. Then in 2014, 18 suicides of military and paramilitary forces. Then in the period of 2014 to 2018, the attacks on Jawans rose by 106% in Jammu and Kashmir. And ultimately, the Jawans in Kashmir are under constant pressure that they might get attacked anytime. So you don't know their mental condition, how they are suffering. And they are ultimately just following orders. So who is the villain and who is the hero in this case? I'll answer that question in a bit, but let's move on to the other things. But whatever the case is, in both these militants, Kashmiris, Pakistan, India, we ignore the rights of the Kashmiris, which is the major cause for this rise in militancy. Pakistan की तो उंगली करने की तो आदत है ही. So you know, वो insurgency attempts उनके, putting in Islamic extremism, funding terrorism. But people get influenced in it because of the lack of freedom and the lack of fundamental rights they have in Kashmir. But then Atal Bihari Vajpayee came as the Prime Minister, probably the only one who thought of resolving the issue of Jammu and Kashmir and took an initiative on it. The only hope for Kashmiris that he would restore peace in Kashmir. But he didn't want to resolve the issue of Kashmir by revoking Article 370. He wanted to solve the issue of Kashmir with Insaniyat, Kashmiriyat and Jamhuriyat, which is humanism inclusive of Kashmiri culture and democracy. Now this is the kind of vision we need. He met a guy like Parvez Musharraf and he started a bus from Delhi to Lahore. Like, that is something great. And we almost came on peaceful terms with Pakistan. But unfortunately, the next term, he wasn't the Prime Minister. Maybe if he was, the Kashmir issue would be solved. Maybe. You never know. Probably. Deaths of civilians and security forces came to its peak in the start of Vajpayee's term and started declining till 2013 in Congress time. Probably because of the foundation built by Vajpayee. Probably. But it was declining till 2013. But then again in 2014, since the Modi government, it started to rise more and more. The deaths of militants, civilians and armed forces. According to the report by Economic Times, the rate at which Kashmiris joined militancy was declining till 2013, which came to almost 16 that year. That number rose since 2014 and it went to 191 in 2018. Now there are two types of journalism. First type of journalism is what happens in Kashmir and on Kashmir, and then the other type of journalism which is in the rest of India on Kashmir. In several videos of mine, I've spoken to you about the FIRs which were filed on 3 journalists in Kashmir for posting photos, for tweets and provoking terrorism. So independence of journalism is in threat in Kashmir. But on the other side is the real journalism, which these other people do.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी और गृह मंत्री अमित शाह ने साबित कर दिया कि वो कहते हैं जो वो कहते हैं वो करके भी दिखाते हैं। आज कश्मीर समेत पूरा हिंदुस्तान जश्न मना रहा है। ये जश्न कश्मीर को 370 से मिली आजादी का है।
हिस्ट्री इज मेड बाय दोज हु गिव अ डैम, अर्थात इतिहास वही लोग रचते हैं जो किसी चीज की परवाह नहीं करते और निडर होकर फैसले लेते हैं। आज जम्मू कश्मीर का पुनर्जन्म हुआ है और एक तरीके से ये कहिए कि ये भी आजादी के दिन से कम बड़ा दिन नहीं है, क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व वाली केंद्र सरकार ने जम्मू कश्मीर को अनुच्छेद 370 से आज आजादी देने का फैसला कर लिया।
Wait. Those aren't Kashmiris. Those are from Delhi who are celebrating. Kashmiris didn't celebrate. It was the darkest time for them. How we treat the Kashmiris, that separatists in Kashmir might be extremely happy. This is what they exactly want. You know, that we treat the Kashmiris different and, you know, behave discriminatory with them. So the journalists in India are giving them that. Congratulations. And how we celebrated the revocation of Article 370 without having any empathy towards the Kashmiris and their conditions. It was just sad. People started passing comments like, you know, we'll marry the girls in Kashmir, then we will now buy land in Kashmir. When Pulwama attack happened in Kashmir, Kashmiris throughout India were being beat up And is that what they want to hear and how they are supposed to be dealt with? Just imagine you're staying in a city or state and you're fighting for your rights and some other people are screwing up things for you. Then people throughout the whole of India start saying things against your culture and your women in your family. How are you going to feel? Amazing, right? And people think that they have their auqada to marry the Kashmiri girls and all that. Like, kya bhai? Like, her consent to doesn't matter only, na? And how we are also dealing with the Kashmiris is making the separatists happy again, that we are being discriminatory so that they can take advantage of it. So congratulations to us too. Even the Supreme Court has failed to give them their basic rights. The rights when it came to internet, rights when it came to section 144 being implemented again and again. Then when it came to freedom of press, nothing. Supreme Court has failed Jammu and Kashmir to another level. And if you think the Article 370 revocation is going to solve the issue, it is not. We have seen that the conditions of Kashmir have got worse since the revocation. And in the long term also, it won't help. A classic example of this is Israel and Palestine issue. Israel started encroaching into Palestine slowly, saying that it's their land. And since 1948, this issue is going on. It is still not solved. Thousands of people have died due to the violence over there. But there is no sign of anything being resolved. So this khoon ka badla khoon is never going to work. Someone has to break it with peace, which Atal Bihari Vajpayee almost did. And that principle should be followed even now. And when you think of Kashmiris, think of them with love. Sympathize with them rather than thinking of them as criminals. They are human beings who are just fighting through the suppression for their rights, like we would if it came to our rights. I forgot to answer. Who is the villain and who is the hero? Politics is the villain and peace is the hero. And the hero is losing right now. And peace is necessary for everyone in Kashmir. And people who don't sympathize with the Kashmiris, at least for the armed forces, sympathize with the armed forces who are dying at such a high rate. At least for them, want peace in Kashmir. Now, I didn't make this video that peace is going to come in Kashmir. You never know, that peace might never come. But we discriminating against the Kashmiris, we treating them so badly, think of them so badly, and how some people of India have that disgusting thoughts towards them, that shouldn't be the case. I made this video for you to understand that what is the situation in Kashmir. And that concept we have in our head that, you know, these all Kashmiris and these all terrorists and all that, this I want to eliminate. They are normal people just fighting for rights. That's it. And how do you expect Kashmiris to embrace India when we only treat them badly? That tensions they are going through, and top of that, we also won't sympathize with them. They won't feel that connection with us, that someone is there for us. They won't feel it. So how can you just say, like, you know, we want Kashmiris to be a part of us? That doesn't come like that, na? It doesn't come with force, it comes with love. They are going through a lot, so sympathize with them, know their conditions. So hopefully there will be a time when things will change. Hopefully. So how was the episode? Kindly let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel because I have taken a lot of efforts for this. Itna research मैंने life में कभी नहीं किया है. So please help me. Every subscriber, award me with your subscription. Please award me. Subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.